Hi, I'm Christine Whittle, and this presentation is called Bridging the Gap for Struggling Readers K to 5. Struggling students are everywhere, and the gap is getting bigger and bigger each year. Approximately 30% of Florida third graders can proficiently read by the day of testing. Together, we can close the gap one child at a time with hands-on interactive activities and passages that will boost your child's confidence. Instead of focusing on what your child can't do, shine on what they can. Use the growth mindset that your child is not proficient yet, but they will be one day. Come learn some cool, engaging study habits to motivate your young reader. So let's begin. Hello, Family Cafe. This activity was used from magnets and a tray from the dollar store. Magnets are a great way for children to manipulate and learn to spell words as they read. Hi, I'm Christine Whittle. I'm an educator. I'm an ESCBE resource teacher. I'm also a scholar as a graduate student in the Exceptional Student Education from the University of Central Florida and will be graduating this fall. I have been a curriculum designer and ESC student, so I understand the personal struggles that you and your child and student face every day. I'm also a researcher trying to master the craft to ensure that all students learn and succeed. So let's begin. Readers struggle for many different reasons. They lack strong foundational skills. They often have a fixed mindset instead of a growth mindset. They find learning boring instead of fun and captivating. They have a hard time connecting to the stories that they are reading, and they lack the self-empowerment. They also focus on all the can'ts in their lives instead of focusing on what they can. Hi, the first step to helping any struggling learner to change your own mindset first before you can help others. Have a growth mindset. Accept the challenges in life and use them to grow and help you be better. Don't focus on the fixed mindset of saying, oh, I can't do this. Focus on the growth. I'm not there yet. Learn about changing the way you see yourself and see your student and child before you focus on the real reading issues. Dream big with the growth mindset. Success begins when you believe you can achieve. Change the way that you and your child or student talk to each other. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I'm still learning and we'll get there. Instead of saying, I give up, say, I will try a different way. Instead of saying that this is too hard, tell yourself, with practice, it will get easier. These are just a few examples of different phrases where you change the way you think. It will change the way you behave and learn. So take this moment to practice saying some of these growth mindset phrases to yourself and even to your child and your student. Multimodal teaching. Multimodal is when you use all the different senses when learning new things. All senses such as visual, auditory, and kinesthetics. You think about how what helps you engage as a learner and try to incorporate as many different learning styles and senses as possible. This will help you remember the things that you are learning and the things that you are doing. Set realistic goals. Think about what you and your child can do instead of setting high expectations for the grade level. Since oftentimes children are struggling readers, they will be below grade level. So focus on realistic goals that they can achieve and in time you can increase over time. Think about the ways you select books. Is it just right for me? Is it something that I can do? Or do I want to try a new genre or different reading styles? Think about different reading behaviors. Am I going to follow along with the words this time? Am I going to organize my notebook? Am I going to stop and visualize the text as a reading strategy? Set realistic goals that you can achieve and can work on. That way they feel successful. This slide is all about the 5-finger rule, which is important when it comes to picking the just right book. Whether you're looking for a book in the classroom, in your house, at the library, or using virtual book resources such as capstone books or tumble books, you're going to think about the 5-finger rule. You're going to pick up the book and open it or virtually turn it to any page. You're going to put up one finger for each word you don't know. So 0 to 1 finger is too easy. 1 to 2 fingers sticking up is a perfect choice. 3 to 4 fingers, which you place up, we're going to give it a try. And if your whole hand is up, Where you're giving someone a 5, you know the book is too hard and you're not there yet. Reading strategies. Think about the different type of strategies that you want to use after you've picked out your just right book. After you read, do you want to close your eyes and visualize the text? Do you want to read with a purpose, such as writing down a question that you're curious about based off the cover or what things that you've read or know about the author or the story? Are you going to stop at the end of each section and summarize? Or are you going to go back and reread any hard parts that were difficult for you to understand? Or are you going to do a picture walk or attack words that are difficult? Always pick a strategy before you read. It is important to read with a strategy and with a purpose. This slide is all about targeted reading skills, such as building the foundational skills, which are the most important, as all the other skills build upon these. Foundational skills consist of phonics, phonemic awareness, high frequency words, and fluency. Phonics and phonemic awareness is where you build the understanding for letters, sound, and forming words, such as decoding. You will then move on to high frequency words, which are words that are most often found in text, and then move to fluency, where you become a smooth and proficient reader. Over time, you will then grow as a reader, where you can make predictions about the story, which is like educated guesses, visualize what the author is trying to tell you, try to make connections from text to text, text to self, or even text to world. You will then begin to ask yourself questions like, who is in the story? What is the story about? You will then try to identify words and things you know, make inferences, which is educated guesses about the text, and even try to evaluate. You will then move to your final targeted reading skill, which is rise, where you want to rise yourself as a reader, where you're going to read, review the sight words, reread, prompt yourself with some type of reading strategy, and then write about the text. Good readers always read with a purpose, as we mentioned earlier in this presentation. Think about what your purpose is for today's reading. Are you going to be reading for fun, reading to learn something, reading to explore, or reading to try new things? Always think about your purpose. Your purpose can also be to find main idea, to find key details, or to ask and answer questions, or just to visualize the text. So you want to practice saying, today we will, and list your focus. Or if you are a student, you can say to yourself, today I will try to learn, and focus on whatever you'd like to learn for the day. Fun with phonics. Phonics is a very important foundational skill for readers to master as they become explorers in text. An example of an activity that you can do with your child at home is to write the high frequency words, which are the most common words found in books, on index cards or on insects. Your child can then swat the words you say, such as find the word jump, and then your child can swat it. Another activity you can do is using bananagram tile letters, put them in a recycle bin or container, and have your child pull out the card, which has words pre-written on them, and pull out a couple of tile letters. They will then read the card, such as ask, think about the letter sound, they look at the tiles, and form the words. Fluency is a very important skill for all readers to have. Fluency is when you read smoothly and it allows you the ability to decode and identify words at a nice and steady pace. Bridging the gaps between word recognition also helps you build the skills to comprehension later on as you become more proficient readers. An activity you can do at home is to use sentence strips or index cards and write words to form a sentence, such as Max is my friend. After you read the sentence, you can then clip any unknown word onto the clip. You can try to read the words again and keep moving the clip eventually till there is no more clip. This will allow you to build your fluency reading skills as you identify words you know and don't know. Build your pizza sentences. Build sentences. You can use different pizza toppings to create sentences, to practice vocabulary, and more. You can use this activity of building your own pizza using different strategies that your child needs. Who doesn't love the idea of eating pizzas and who doesn't love the idea of creating or decorating? This can give you a great way for your child to manipulate, use, read, and creatively think. Know the Fry words. Fry has up to 1,000 words that are used in all text from K to 12. Fry words are for the foundational standards in Florida's Best coming in August 2020. The most common words kindergartners and first graders should know is the first 100 to 200 Fry words. You can turn the words into real fries using yellow construction paper or cardstock, cutting them into straight lines. You will then want to number the Fry words, such as 10, which is the word is it. You will then want to place them in its own little French fry box or container and have your child pull out the word. You can then sort the word to words I know or words I am working on as we use our growth mindset to master and learn the Fry words. If you click on the hyperlink where it says Fry words, it will take you to all the Fry words links as listed above. Digraphs and Blends. This skill teaches you that two letters can come together to make one sound. These new sounds are often hard for struggling learners. On the bottom of this slide in the notes, you can see the whole list of all the constant digraphs and blends. Here's an example on this picture of how to use this as a game. You can match the beginning digraph sound. As you see in the top of the card, it says shh, which is the SH sound. You will then see when I use Velcro to move the letters and words to match the sh sound. So there is shell, shark, and shop, which match the SH sound. In the corner, you can see the words ship and chair. You will try to figure out which one of those will be the missing digraph that goes in the bottom Velcro. You can switch out this activity using different digraphs and blends until you master each and every one of them. Bear Buddies. It teaches strategies and motivates kids to read for someone else. As you can see in the left hand of this slide, you can see a letter that was sent home to my parents of my students where it talks about the books Bears Make the Best Reading Buddies and Bears Make the Best Writing Buddies by Carmen Oliver. In this story, it talks about how bears know how to sniff out good books, how they can build peaceful reading places, give you warm hugs when you get frustrated, and different types of examples throughout the book. Students will then use their own teddy bear to read to at home when they're struggling with the text or to work on some of their phonics reading practice skills. You can also tie this in with a writing journal where the kids can write letters to their bears, such as Dear Bear, whatever your bear's name is, today I read a book about. This is a great way to teach kids great reading and writing strategies while also teaching them to read for someone else. The kids feel like they are teachers to the baby bear as they're reading the stories. Vocabulary is very important when trying to comprehend and understand the text. Help your child build on the vocabulary by using the common words from vocabulary.com or pick out hard words from the text. Children can read around unknown words using context clues to help them figure out what the word means. As you see in this picture, there is a little box where it says, feed me with a monster, and you will see one of the cards where it says, Sarah is nibbling on a cookie. What is she doing? On the back side, where you flip the card over, it says A, taking a big bite of the cookie, B, baking cookies, or C, taking small bites of the cookies, or D, licking the cream off the cookie. I'm going to use my context clues around the word nibbling where it says Sarah's nibbling on a cookie. And I'm going to think about what do I think the word nibbling means. Nibbling is to take a small bite of the cookie. You can use different types of cards or activities where the child can take it out, read it, and feed the monster if he knows the answer, he or she. WH is a very common IEP goal written for most struggling readers in the following grades of 3 and above. Sometimes it can be in a second grade IEP as well. WH is who, which can be a person or animal, which often goes with questions such as who is the main character. What, which is a thing or an action. What is the main character doing? When, which is a time. When does the character go for the walk? When does the character meet somebody else in the story? Where, which is a place, which is often like the setting. Where does the story take place? Why is a reason. Why did the main character feel? And you can put in sad, mad. Why did the character do? And how is asking the way something is. How did the character change throughout the story? How did the character change from the beginning to the end? You can change these questions using the little chart as seen on the left-hand slide. I like to use the game Jenga, where you can write the WH questions on the Jenga blocks. You can pull it from the side, or you can even write the WH questions in the corners, where you can try to pick out which question you'd like to ask your partner, or you can do it on your own. There's also a video in the far right corner of this slide which models how to play this game. Hi, welcome to WH Comprehension Jenga. First, you'll read a story or text with your child or student. Then you will set up the Jenga block towers, where you will write who, what, when, where, how, and why on the blocks. You will then take turns pulling out the Jenga, and you will read it, and it says who. So you'll look at your reference chart and say who is the main character. If you get the question correct, you will place the box back on the top. If you get the question wrong, your partner will have a chance to steal the block and the questions. If you knock the tower over, you will have to reset and start over. So enjoy playing WH Jenga with your child or your students. Thank you. Reading comprehension is a huge struggle for all struggling readers. You can use things such as puzzle pieces to help you identify the beginning, middle, and end of a read aloud, a book that your child is reading independently. You can eventually move on to using sentence starters, such as I predict that, I can consider that, I agree with the character, I disagree with the character. You can use different sentence starters using speech bubbles or popsicle sticks, or whatever you'd like to use of your choice, to get the thinking process going as your child thinks about the story and tries to go more in depth. Reading comprehension, part 2. You can use different colored dice, such as who is the author, where does the story take place, and how does the story end. The red dice is often used for the beginning of the story before you read, like a pre-read. The blue is for during reading, and the green is for after reading. You can also read to your pet at home or a family member, just to get the practice of reading a story and talking about the story. You can also create your own reading spinners, where you can put different types of questions that you'd like to ask yourself to describe the setting of the story. If I could give advice to the character, what would I say? And you can flick the spinner and it will land in one of the questions. The spinner can be revolving and change over time based off your different reading levels, or based off the types of questions you want to think about as a reader. Top secret missions. Top secret missions is a chance for kids to become a top secret agent. You will need to have a magnifying glass, reading passages, or even a reading book, a pencil, a highlighter, post-it notes, and put it inside an envelope. You can read the passage and use the magnifying glass to detect unknown words, to help you find key details or text evidence. You can use the highlighter to highlight your text evidence or unknown words, and study and place either your captured words or your captured evidence inside the file. If you look at it, it says all missions must be submitted back to, and you can put your name for proofing check. Give simple directions such as opening the file, remove your mission envelope, take out the different pieces that you will need, and just try your best when it comes to completing the mission. All the pieces can be put back in, and the student can enjoy and go on many different missions over time. This is also a great way to keep your child and your students' reading levels confidential from their peers or their siblings, so nobody feels bad that they're all reading at different levels, because we're all learning at our own pace. Make reading fun by creating your top secret mission files. Here is an example of all the different components as mentored previously that can be found inside a top secret mission file. From different reading codes of how to mark up the text, like question marks for I wonder, heart for the things you love, highlight those unknown words or text evidence or things that are important to you, underline key details, circle things that you're unsure about. You can put in different graphic organizers for your higher grades or readers to give them more purpose. You can put different passages or interest them, little mini notebooks for them to take notes so they feel like true detectives and agents, and little letters with little missions to the child that explains steps of what you'd like for them to work on. Write about the text. Stop and write about the text that you have read. This is a good time where you can either agree or disagree with the characters using text evidence. You can take notes to summarize what you read and just to think. So you can go back, reread, and find evidence to support your thinking and reasoning as you understand the story. Allow your students and even your child to feel empowered. Student empowerment and accountability is key to letting the students succeed in school or in your home. This is in a job application which was used in my student-led groups with my ESC students from grade 2 to 4 in reading. This concept can be adapted for all grades. Kids loved having a role in their learning, and kids loved helping others. It was great to see the students take charge and running the group, from managing the group's questions, from one person recording, taking like attendance and notes, one person being the final spokesperson and presenting, one person that encouraged their peers by celebrating their success, one person that came up with questions to ask everyone in the group, and one person that just checked to ensure that everybody was taking notes and following along so they could participate in the group discussion. This empowerment allowed students to feel like they were in charge and guiding their own learning. Celebrate success. Who doesn't love to be celebrated for their hard work? Every small gain should be recognized, from reading only 10 of your 50 sight words to comprehending a text at your independent or instructional level. Every moment is valid and important as your child grows and learns to become better readers. Allow your child or student to work towards something. Give them options. You can create your own token reward system or celebrate, such as if you read 5 books or if you complete X amount of tasks or activities, you can earn whatever your child or student wants to work towards. Every milestone is important and should be celebrated, no matter how big or small. I don't know about you, but this has been a great journey at bridging the gap for struggling readers. Remember to have that growth mindset. I'm not there yet, but I will be someday. Think about how to read with a purpose, to try to build on my foundational skills, and to make sure that learning is engaging and fun. Also, remember to celebrate every little milestone and success, as they're all important as we become better readers. Feel free to email me if you have any more questions. Until next time.